Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to a Punched Out Thursday to Die For, where we all use our punches and or dies to create our layout. And I am going to be using both today, and I'm scrapping this photo right here of my great niece Isabella. I'm using this super cute little llama die set that Susan Bristol here on YouTube sent to me, and I'm going to use both the large and the small. And I'm using this Bernard. Her last name's Bernard. The die set. And this one here, it's got the camera and it also has a film strip, but it's a Polaroid. But I was pointing out there that you could cut the bottom half off to make it a regular camera and then use the film with it and not have the part where the photo comes out. And there I was showing everything else, all the other dies that I plan on using. And I forgot to show the punches, but I will show them in a little bit. I matched the color of the camera with the yellow color on the polka dot paper. And then I started backing it in white because that cardstock I used is pretty thin. And I wanted something a little sturdier behind there. And I thought, well, why didn't I use the dark green? So I used the dark green so I wouldn't have to layer in the green. I This die set has, well, it's mostly cut out on the places where you will see me have the little parts, the tinier parts, and it has like little tiny places you have to clip to get them out instead of cutting the whole thing. So I just cut out in three colors the camera, well, not the whole camera on some of it, but parts of it. And I'm using those parts to layer into my master camera, maybe my base. That's a good word for it. I did use silver for the flash, and I am going to put a gold star on it later, kind of like if the flash is going off. But for right now, I just have it with the silver part, and I cut the bottom part off because, as I said, I just cut parts of it off, and I had a little bit of the bottom part of the camera in there, so I cut that part off and just have the flash on there. And I forgot to ink before I put it together, so now I'm using a salvage patina oxide one and inking there. And I'm also putting my highlights in with my white gel pen. And uh, I'm just putting them wherever. I think it has a light coming from the top left, but I'm not 100% sure because, yeah, I don't remember. This camera also has a Polaroid, and when I decided to use the camera, I had to go back and print out another photo. And the one that I'm using for the main photo, I picked it so I could use the llamas, and I kind of wanted to cover up the empty space on it with the llamas. So you will see that later on. But I am inking them in saltwater taffy and just making the outside edges darker. And then this is the muzzle, and I'm adding ink to it just to distinguish it from the rest of the face. You see those little tiny parts on that wax paper. I cut them out once, and then I got to thinking, what if I lose one? So then I put adhesive behind my cardstock before I cut it out, and that's what's on the wax paper. And I used Elizabeth Crafts double-sided tape for that. And I'm also putting glue on there, the liquid glue, because I wanted to make sure that they stuck. And this little gal, I'm going to call it a gal, a mother and her baby, because the eyelashes are so long. And I am doing them in brown and including the ears. And I was thinking, looking at this, you could probably make it into an alpaca by putting curly hair on the top of the head. And I think it'd pass. I like watching documentaries on YouTube. There's so many of them. And I watched one once, and it's about alpacas and llamas and camels. Anyway, they're part of the camel fat. I started to say factory, camel family, And the one they descend from is from North America, like a few million years ago. And this is how they look now. They did not evolve the same way the ones do in other countries, but they can go a good while without water. And it also said they make good pets because they like to be social. Uh, I put that necklace on there and I did go ahead and put it together ahead of time. It comes with a little die that has little tiny circles. And so I cut it out twice in the two different colors and I went ahead and put them on because, like I said, they're super tiny and I thought it'd save a little bit on the layout trying to put them all on there because there are quite a few. And it looks so cute on the neck of that llama there. Both of these llamas have little saddles, and so I'm kind of decorating them up. I put a layer of green underneath that one, and then that heart that had cut out, I am putting on this little llama. And I thought about centering it, but it was going to take up so much space on the saddle. I offset it just a little bit and have it there mostly for the color and, of course, the heart. I love hearts. Most of these flowers are from that Stephanie Bernard Sizzix die set. I think just the ones from the little EK Success Punch, everything else is Stephanie Bernard. And here I cut out all these large flowers, planning on using them on my layout, but none of them are going to end up there because once I start putting stuff on there, I change my mind about them. But all the little ones, I like to fix it like an assembly line and just have them spread out and just put them on there. Center parts, that is. And so, yeah, I'm going to set them aside and then I will be pulling them back over there just to use the little ones. Oh, here's where I remember to show the dies, and that's the EK Success little flower that I used. And um, the paper I'm using is Echo Park birthday surprise or something like that. And I was debating where to put that more reddish piece. It's kind of a dark pink. It's not super red. It's more of a dark pink. And I was thinking about putting it like right under the photo. But then I finally decided to put it underneath these two papers that look layered that I did gut because, I like to save on my paper when I can, unless it's super thin. If it's super thin, a lot of times I don't. I go ahead and just use it as it is. So my layout will be a little more sturdy. Uh, I'm putting the camera down on the bottom left because I'm putting my title on the bottom right. I thought about putting it on the right and kind of balancing out that way, but I decided the title, which should be enough, so I am going ahead and putting it over there. The title is Simple Stories, where the papers are Echo Park. I, since I didn't put that border that I punched out with the Fisker's punch up there by the photo, I still wanted something because I want my llamas to go right there in that empty spot. And I didn't want them just kind of hanging there. So they're kind of nestled into the banner and on top of the photo. I put foam tape under the photo, and because of the banner and the nestling and all that stuff, I have to have it underneath the banner too. At first, I thought my banner would stay within the confines of the colored cardstock paper stuff, but I decided at the very last second to have it hang over the edge. And my little llama, I put it up there and I thought, well, I think I want its head to come up away from the photo just a little bit, kind of like it's looking forward at something. And then I'm going to put the little baby one. I don't know if it's a baby one or not, but I think it looks awful cute as a baby one. So I am using it as one anyway. I don't know if they just meant it as two different sizes, but I like the idea of it being a baby. So I am putting the greenery and the flowers around them like they're out. I don't know what they eat. I don't remember from the documentary. I don't think it said what it ate, but it was talking about North America animals, is what it's talking about. So it may not have said what they ate. But I thought, well, I'm going to put the bush here in case it is flowers and greenery and stuff. But I am going to add flowers and greenery to other parts of the layout. So while I am doing that, I want to mention that down there below you'll find the links to everybody else that are doing a Punched Out Thursday to die for, and see what they created with their punches and or dies. My little camera, I put it on foam tape, and the bottom part, it was already on foam tape because I wanted a space in there to slide my photo into. And I used my spatula thing to make sure that it wasn't stuck super good right there. And I'm just going to have my photo hanging out. And this was just another one of the photos. Oh, my photo. That is Isabella on her second birthday. And there were several pictures. And I wanted that one for the empty space and the llamas. Then once I decided to use the camera, which I didn't mention, I did get it off of Amazon. I went ahead and printed a couple of more photos, the 3x4 size, so that I'd have them. So one of them will go on a different layout. But this one here, she was smiling and so cute. Well, she was cute on the other. She was busy playing with little balls and was pretty serious. In the other photos, you will see the balls in the other photos. But this one here was a close up, and I guess she looked like she was daydreaming, and they wanted to catch that. And my niece, like I said before, she is good about sending me photos to scrap of her. So I got plenty on the day of her birthday. Look at all those flowers sitting there that I didn't use. I even ran them through that embossing folder just to give it some texture on them, and then didn't use them. And when I was doing them and making them and doing all that stuff to them, I was thinking, man, I usually don't use the big ones. I'm so proud of myself. I'm going to use the big ones today because I have used the small ones way more than I have the big ones once I started the layout. And I was trying to decide there what to do, and I was thinking about getting enamel dots out. And then I remembered that on the sticker sheet that there was a bunch of little foam. Well, it's circles, diamonds, and stars. And I thought I'd scatter them on the page instead. And then I'm going to remember that I laid out an ephemera number 2 since it is her second birthday. I thought, well, I'm going to use that on the layout too. And once I get it on here, I will be done with my layout. And oh, I forgot there was a couple of presents that I wanted on there. The birthday cake had, I think, 3 candles on it. And it was like one taller, one too smaller. Well, for the number 2, I would have had to cut the center out. And I decided just to go ahead and use the individual candles and put them on there. And that way they'd show up a little better than the ones that were actually on that sticker. And the 2 kind of looked, well, I wanted it to stand out just a little bit more since it was her second birthday. So I added some dark green behind it, and y'all know I love layering anyway, so I had to fussy cut around it to make it work. And I cut out all those bows, and once I got them cut out, I had saw the stickers and decided to use them instead. So I didn't end up using any of the bows to make the gifts that I planned on. And I used it to go on the bottom of that number 2 up there. And there's the one with the camera and the little photo of her smiling. And I just love that camera. I haven't had it very long. I just recently got it. But yeah, I love cameras on the layouts anyway, so I thought that will get used. And there's those cute little llamas made from the die set that Susan blessed me with. And there's my cake and gifts and candles. 5 stickers right there. And yeah, there's the flowers. And that is an adorable die set for the small flowers. I'm not sure if I really like the large ones that much. That might be why I don't use them as much, but I do love the small ones. And there's my completed layout. And if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. And thank you all for watching my video today. And be sure to check the other gals' layouts and videos out. Have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.